Welcome back again, students. We had a talk on fluid dynamics, fluid statistics. Today we are moving ahead with one of the important theorem, specifically for how the fluid is behaving and what kind of energy which are being involved, and what is going to be happen if the fluid is throwing from downward to the upward, and what kind of mediator which we are using, and what is the impact on overall energy during the flow of liquids. So this is deal with one kind of particular theorem, that is so called as a Bernoulli theorem. Now what is Bernoulli theorem? It is nothing but the kind of principle of law of conservation of energy which is applied to the flow of fluids. The resulting equation is called as a Bernoulli theorem. Now Bernoulli theorem is very popular to detect kind of flow property of material and what energy is required, and the same principle of this Bernoulli theorem will be utilized in the construction, working, and principle of orifice meter and venturi meter. So let me discuss what is the statement of Bernoulli's theorem. It is the steady state ideal flow of an incompressible fluids, the total energy per unit mass, which consists of pressure energy, kinetic energy, and datum energy, that is so called as a potential energy, at any point of the fluid is constant. That means what kind of energy which are associated while the flowing of fluid inside the pipe. So consider a simple example where you are just transferring the liquid from A to B. The A is the origin of pipe, B is the end of pipe. Say for example you are throwing your liquid from downward to upward, so the energy will be associated with them. So considering this picture, consider a pump which is working in isothermal condition between point A and B, where point A is involved with the input the liquids and point B is involved in the throwing a liquid into that motion. So when we go ahead with this point from the starting at point A, so this kind of, say for example some quantity of the liquid is passing through that pipe, so we can assume very first most critical factor is pressure. Now what is called as a pressure here? Pressure is in form of the energy, so we can depict this pressure energy equal to Pa upon G into rho A. That means that at the point A, whatever the pressure energy is involved equal to pressure at point A divided by acceleration due to gravity into density of the liquid at point A. Now potential energy of body is called as the energy which is possessed by this body by the virtue of its position or configuration. So when we define that potential energy, we can convert into equation potential energy equal to XA. A for point A, where the liquid is passing. So the kinematic energy of body is defined as the energy possessed by this body by virtue of its motion, because moving of the liquid or fluid is going through the pipe, so we consider it's a kinematic energy or kinetic energy. It is UA square divided by 2 into G. Why A means denoted at the point A, and it is again affected by acceleration due to gravity. So when we consider in sum of all, the total energy required at point A is equal to pressure energy, that is Pa, plus potential energy plus kinetic energy. So all the three summation is equal to the energy requirement at point A to flow the liquid passing through that pipe. So in total form of this point A, energy requirement could be depicted into equation Pa upon G into rho A plus XA plus UA square divided by 2 into G. Now what does it indicate? You should consider here UA square. So according to that Bernoulli's theorem, the total energy at point A is considered at the same equations, that is Pa divided by G into rho A plus XA plus UA square divided by 2 into G equal to constant. Why it is constant? Because it is remaining to be same at all time. After the system reach the steady state, when the fluid is passed through that pipe, once the fluid is crossing from A to B, the constant flow of the fluid will be observed. So due to that, point total energy at outlet point or point B is similarly we can define P into PB divided by G into rho B plus XB plus UB square divided by 2G. Now at all we know that it is nothing but input equal to output. When you compare both of this equation, you are getting this equation in common, PA upon G into rho A plus XA plus UA square divided by 2 into G equal to PB divided by G into PB plus XB plus UB square divided by 2 into G. So theoretically all kinds of energy involved in the fluid flow should accounted the pump has added certain, because we required that the throwing of the liquid from ground level to the upward movement, that required energy. Until and unless if you are not having arrangement of the pump, the fluid could not be reached at their destination. So we should require the pump, and that pump is nothing but the kind of energy. We are adding some energy. So at that energy added by pump is, we just denote by plus Wg, because it is always added from our side, so power consumption will be there. So it is joule in energy. At the same time, while the liquid is flowing through that pipe, there is just some kind of energy loss. You know, aware about these things. While the liquid is flowing through that pipe, due to the friction of this particular liquid with that pipe wall, will cause some loss of the friction energy. So due to that friction energy, we can denote the loss of energy due to the friction in the line is F into J. Now when we consider these things, you should put into balance form while we are saying the input equal to output. Now when we talk about the input, we are adding here the kind of energy involved at the point A plus energy of pump minus the loss of energy while throwing or while passing of the liquid through that pipe equal to output, that is at point B. So we can rearrange and we can again come to that point with that equation, PA upon G into rho A plus XA plus UA square divided by 2G minus F because of friction energy plus W because we are adding some power or pump equal to PB upon G into rho B plus XB plus UB square divided by 2 into G. This is called as a Bernoulli's equations. Now ultimately you have to learn here how this theorem will state that in any kind of steady state, the ideal flow of an incompressible liquid, that we are talking only about the liquid or gaseous form, the total energy per unit mass, which consists of the sum of all three energy. Which energy? That is the energy in form of pressure, energy in form of kinematic, and energy in form of potential energy. So these three is the summation of all these things, which is the statement of Bernoulli's theorem. Now we move towards the application of this Bernoulli's theorem, which is very widely used specifically for construction of working principle of certain equipment which are being laid down for measurement of the flow of the fluid. So we will learn something later on about that orifice meter, venturi meter. These meters are very widely used to denote the certain kind of the fluid flowing and what is the kind of energy as well as the pressure which is being created while passing that fluid through that channel or the line. And the same thing will be applied for the working of the centrifugal pump and the same pump which we are using at our home, where the Bernoulli's theorem is the one of the main working principle of that fluid which is passing from ground floor tank to the terrace tank, where we are using some motor and that motor work on reciprocal or by means of centrifugal, and they will the fluid is going to be reached at the top of your house and you are getting your fluid into the another vessel. So these are the some of the important applications, and somehow this will be could be also useful to measure the height and apply this energy as and when required, because the calculation is very important part. Depending on that we can have the kind of calculation. So in terms of what specification kind of motor or something pump is required to reach your fluid from that much height of your house, from the ground level to the terrace. So these are all three application of this Bernoulli theorem where we are applying it. Now these are the reference from where I have cited that reference. You may refer this pharmaceutical engineering principle and practice by CVS Subramaniam, page number 35 and 38. Thank you very much.